Dmitry Bivol says that the Canelo subject is closed, done. He's over it. He's on to the next. He wants to fight the champions of his division for the belts and be, light heavyweight champion. And I don't blame him, man. I don't blame him. If Canelo wants to feel like Superman again and try to come on up to your weight class, send them right back down again. You know what I mean? That's the approach you got to take. Don't wait for Canelo. Let Canelo fight these fights that he wants to do. I don't think Canelo has any interest in Dmitry Bivol. I think he knows what's really good in that matchup. I think he experienced it firsthand, obviously, and we all saw it. I called it. I said Dmitry Bivol was going to stick that jab in his face, and he was going to move, and he wasn't going to be on the ropes for him. That's exactly what happened all night long. It wasn't close, you know what I mean? It really wasn't close. Dmitry Bivol's style is not for Canelo. The size, even, you could argue, is too much for Canelo. He wasn't able to bully Bivol at all, anything like that. And he frustrated Canelo that night. And I think Canelo doesn't want to be frustrated again. And I don't see him fighting Dmitry Bivol. I don't even really see Canelo fighting David Benavidez until fucking he gets pulled by his ear like a little kid. You gotta fight him! Stop ducking him! And, we pull him by his ear because he's not even trying to fight David Benavidez in his division. So, Canelo's at a point where he's trying to make as much money as possible and kind of fight the weakest opposition in order to do so, right? I mean, hey, he's got the deal, the contract with the zone, this whole thing, where it's like, just, I'm getting paid regardless, so give me whoever. You know what I'm saying? Give me whoever. He don't need to be a challenge. What I want to be challenged for? What I want to be challenged for so I could get some CTE? No, thank you. You know what I mean? So I get it. It's not, a boxing champion's mindset. It's a boxing businessman's mindset, but not a boxing champion's mindset like those that have come before him, those great fighters and champions before him. So, I commend Dmitry Bivol for this. Move on. Don't sit there. Please pick me, Canelo. Please, please, please. You know what I'm saying? You're Dmitry Bivol. Bivol versus Beterbiev is a big fight. Also, let me just check this. Beterbiev is fighting Callum Smith. If Callum somehow manages to win that one, do the Bivol fight, but that's the fight. Beterbiev versus Bivol. That's the fight that we need to see. That's the fight that's a big fight. I would love to watch that fight, you know what I mean? It's going to be an action fight. He doesn't need Canelo, you know what I mean? Bivol has a win over Canelo. He could market that, but he doesn't need Canelo, another Canelo fight, you know what I mean? If anything, Canelo needs Bivol because he has to try to, avenge that loss. But at the same time, Canelo was daring to be great. He was going up many weight classes, and maybe he hit his peak. He hit his ceiling, perhaps. So there's no shame there. It's not like a shameful loss for Canelo. Unlike a loss to Benavidez would be, because Benavidez is in the same weight class. You get what I'm saying? He's not daring to be great against Benavidez. He's just testing his greatness. He's seeing how great is he. Can he defend against Benavidez as well? You get what I'm saying? And I think that's why he doesn't want to fight Benavidez. When you're playing with house money, and you're going into something as the underdog, and you're going into something, or the perceived underdog, because I think Bivol was the underdog going into the fight, actually. But when you're going into something as the smaller guy and all things like that, you have, I feel like, an extra set of confidence in the sense of there's no pressure on you. Hey, if I lose, I could just say I was daring to be great and I topped out, you know what I'm saying? Whereas if you fight someone who's in your damn bracket and, there ain't no excuse, you're in the same weight class. How great are you? Can you defend against this guy too? And if that guy beats you, if Benavidez comes in there and beats you, there's no excuse now. You can't say, Canelo went up too many weight classes. There's no excuses now. You get me? When you have a built-in excuse and you're playing with house money, things go a bit differently. But there's going to be no excuse for when he fights David Benavidez. So that's my take on that. Bivol, props to him, moving on, fighting Beterbiev or whoever But that's the fight we really want to see, is the Beterbiev fight. And Canelo, we got to do something. We got to drag Canelo by his ear like a school kid. Get over here and fight him. Fight him. Because he is doing everything he can not to fight this guy. And I think it's a travesty to boxing fans. And, hopefully we see that fight. David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez one day. And if the fight does happen, I'm picking David Benavidez. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you agree with me, disagree with me, it does not matter. Just join the discussion and please follow for more. Thank you. You are appreciated.